Achoo! Oh, that's better. Show of hands. Who thinks Animal Crossing is fun? Okay. You're wrong. Nothing is fun, and everything sucks in this game because I said so in a video 2 years ago. You idiot. You know how skibbity and sigma my takes and opinions are. I am always right 100% of the time. Rizzler. Anyway, I think I better start actually getting into the point of this video. Whether you're playing the first ever Animal Crossing that came out back in 2001, or you're playing New Horizons in the big old 2025, yes, New Horizons is 5.5 years old now. For the last 24 years, people have been picking up this game and crossing animals. I don't know, I never played it. But weirdly enough, one word that came to my mind when my brain decided to think for once was immersion. Animal Crossing isn't really that fun without its immersion. Now, immersion can mean impressive graphics, which is what most people relate that word to, but it can also mean creating relatable and fun characters. But try as they might, Nintendo still have their troubles, as these guys are still a common complaint with the more recent Animal Crossing games. There are like 800 villagers in New Horizons, and the older games have a lot too. So it makes sense to copy and paste their personalities and stuff. Something the older games do better though is their balancing of selflessness within each of the villagers. And that is the topic of today's video. The presence of selflessness in Animal Crossing and how it impacts the game. First, we must ask the question, how does Animal Crossing work?
That's an excellent question. Hi, I'm Hunter R, and you might know me from my Animal Crossing YouTube channel. To answer your question, Nintendo EAD wrote the original Animal Crossing in the C programming language, and development began with a focus on—
Hunter, that's not what I meant.
Oh, sorry.
So how does Animal Crossing work? Animal Crossing is a complex game in many ways, but it is one that doesn't rely on action. Rather, it relies on interaction. Writing a relatable, real character is the most important part of immersing anybody in any piece of media. If a character doesn't feel genuine to talk to or about, it's going to be really hard to connect with them. The villagers, I believe, are the most important part of the game in this sense, no matter how much they try and change the formula. New Horizons and Pocket Camp have definitely had a more dollhouse approach, and many, including myself, have critiqued the dialogue in these games. But looking back, I don't think the dialogue is the problem. There's plenty of cool dialogue in these games. I think the problem comes with the variety and the actions the villagers possess. Every single villager in New Horizons is extremely selfless. It's almost like they know they're in a game and are too afraid to say something rude, so they'll bombard you with compliments constantly. Some of the game's dialogue would be enhanced by not even changing what the animals are saying, but rather the expression or action they display while they're saying it. Some of the dialogue between two villagers in New Horizons is genuinely funny, because both characters have personalities they bounce off of, and they're not afraid of pissing each other off because neither of them can actually feel hurt. They can literally make each other mad, and that's been in every Animal Crossing game, and I love that. That doesn't apply to us, because we're perfect and special, and the second coming of God, and the third coming, and the fourth coming, and I'm gonna stop saying the word coming now. But you get the idea. Villagers in New Horizons feel like those AI support chatbots that every website has now for some reason. Only instead of trying to sell you a new phone or a new car, they give you an outfit that makes you look like a court jester. Seriously, why does that always keep happening to me? On the flip side, the older games are the complete and total opposite. In the older Animal Crossing games, you were the one doing everything for the others, because you were the little errand child in their eyes, running from door to door to deliver packages and presents. Not every villager was like this, of course. It made meeting the nicer villagers an actual enjoyable experience, because they were going to treat you with some actual respect. But in every Animal Crossing game, you always had a choice to do things you enjoy too, like decorating and expanding your home, fishing, writing death threats on the community notice board, all the fun stuff, truly endless possibilities. A selfless act and a selfless person are two completely different things, and I think Animal Crossing's more recent games mix that up a bit. You can do something good out of the kindness in your heart, but a person who constantly pushes themselves down for the betterment of others isn't just being a people pleaser, because a people pleaser has to be a person too. And someone that constantly pushes themselves below to put others above them hurts who they truly are. We all deserve acts of kindness, but we can also show frustrations, build boundaries, be human about things without pushing who you are aside. And now I realize I'm still talking about this thing having a real human emotion. The silliness is not lost on me. In fact, I may be the one lost in the silliness. But to answer our question, Animal Crossing works because it can sometimes be funny to clash with video game characters who are programmed to rage bait you, but it can also be enjoyable to just see a cute little animal and talk to it. I think New Horizons does a lot right, but the character aspect is by far weaker than any game I think I've ever played. Like, New Leaf didn't have sensational personalities, but they were noticeably different and wouldn't always be aiming to please you. The aiming to please you issue is absolutely in New Horizons. Like, it shows up 8 minutes of actually landing on the island. When selecting your town name, everyone will just, yes, I named the town Polyculia. I'm making a YouTube channel with friends called Polyfolly. It's funny, leave me alone. Everyone will just clap and admire your suggestion for the name of the island. Like, okay, great. It makes most parts of the game pretty forgettable, honestly, because you're not clashing with anything. Everything always kind of goes your way. Like, what if one of the two villagers had a small jab? Like, oh, I thought my idea was better, but I guess yours works. Like, there's some personality in there. There's something there. There's a character waiting to be discovered in that small little line of dialogue. I think it's just natural to enjoy bouncing off of characters. I've played a lot of Deltarune, so I'm gonna use an analogy here. The way Susie is introduced in Deltarune is awesome. For like 96% of Chapter 1, she's a complete dickhead to you and everyone else. But once you spend more time with her, you get to learn more about who she is, and she begins to open up to you. Actually, to continue with the Deltarune comparisons, Ralsei is a lot like a modern Animal Crossing villager. He's always kind, trying to help whenever possible, always doing selfless acts, but he's shocked to realize that he too deserves the kindness he spreads. What a fucking loser. I also forgot to mention, I have a surprise guest for this video. Give it up for Ralsei Deltarune. No! Now you may say that these characters are different because they are actual unique characters within their game. They are designed and made with an intended personality in mind. Unlike the Animal Crossing villagers who can have up to 8 personalities split between 800 characters. Obviously, writing every single villager unique dialogue is not what I'm getting at here. Nice characters don't have to be nice all the time. As a matter of fact, your closest friends are often the ones you can joke with and say that they look like an image of a cat you found online. I saw it and I was like, oh, this is just like Astrid.
Wah! You motherfucker!
That's an Astrid-shaped cat if I've ever seen one.
Shut up.
There is way more to these villagers than archetypes, but the more modern an Animal Crossing game is released, the more one note they feel. I think part of the fun in social sim games is being nice and, you know, befriending everybody in the island, but I think the other side of enjoying social sim games is just finding a character that hates you and you hate them, and you just start talking to each other like that one AI bot.
Here's how I'll torture you, David. Number 1, the marrow furnace. I'll inject liquid metal into your bones, boiling them from the inside. Number 2, the nerve harvester.
One interesting thing that I think ruins any sense of emotional impact in New Horizons is villagers can't move away on their own. Now, I did bring this up in my New Horizons video 2 years ago, and a lot of people disagreed with this point. From an aspect of not being able to play the game every day and risking losing your closest villagers, I completely understand that. Now that I'm an employed person, I realize that this game is near impossible to keep up with, as it kind of relies on you logging in every day. If not, things go to shit. But unfortunately, people, even those you're closest to, can leave at any time, and that's an important life lesson I think the Animal Crossing series teaches best. I think the most interesting part of becoming friends with villagers is the fact that any of them could leave at any time. A bond between you and anyone isn't beautiful and meaningful because it lasts forever. Its beauty is only heightened by the fact that you may grieve over the day that that bond is no longer there. There's a lot of games that teach life lessons, but I think Animal Crossing is a game that teaches life. Like, not everybody stays forever. It's okay to miss them when they're gone, but to want to keep them forever isn't what the bonding is all about. And I think for this reason, New Horizons becomes the black sheep of the series, because in this way, it sets you, the player, up to be selfish. When you have control over everyone's actions, are you really genuinely connecting with people? Going back to the older games like New Leaf, the way it handled villagers moving away was so different. The day before a villager would pack up their boxes, other villagers around town would tell you a rumor about them leaving. You can then travel to that villager and talk to them about it. If you miss this day, that villager makes that decision on their own. You can easily log into the game, visit their house, and realize it's in boxes, without you knowing they were going at all. It can be sudden, but it's truly just a part of life. And I don't think removing this part of the game does New Horizons any favors in regards to it being an Animal Crossing game. If it's going towards the dollhouse approach that Animal Crossing is kind of shifting into, then I think it is definitely needed. I get it, I do. I have favorite villagers. I'd be crushed to see leave my island or town. But this game is a life simulator. It happens. It's not selfish to miss those people, but it is selfish to force them to stay. And allowing people to leave, especially the ones you love the most, it's the right thing to do. Selflessness isn't a word I think many people would relate to video games, but I think in the modern day and the state of the world more than ever before, video games are an important escape from life for some people. And while it is comforting to have that escape, I feel that a more underrated aspect of video games is that they can do the exact opposite. Some games make us realize parts of ourselves we didn't really recognize we had. Games can hit us right in the feels and allow us to express emotions we don't often have means to express. But no matter what way you experience a game, it impacts you. So what does Animal Crossing have to do with selflessness? The decisions we make in life often leave their impact in some way. And while in most games we interact with video game characters, in Animal Crossing we're interacting with AI, a machine emulating who and what a friend is. It is taught to be nice and kind and spread love, but these things can't actually be taught. They are natural brewing emotions and feelings inside of us. Sometimes love is an argument, and sometimes you can be hurt by good intentions. Kindness does not always lead to a strong bond, but many of us feel like if we're not nice and we want to speak up on something, everyone will be mad at us and the world ends. To put your needs in the shadow of your own life, you may call that selflessness, but I think it's a step beyond. You crave a close bond, and when anyone gives you a slight bit of attention, you don't care what you go through to keep it. You diminish what's important to you to keep lit that fire that is burning you. It hurts sometimes. Other people, it feels like they're all you have. People who are there for your earliest memories just can't be around for your latest ones. And then sitting across the table from nobody, alone with only your thoughts. I hadn't shed a tear until I was the last one to leave her graveside, and it felt wrong to not be holding her arm. If anything, I'm glad that before she left, she could see I was strong enough to be my own person. She saw me start to become who I am. She saw a person she raised to begin to learn to love themselves, not for what the world thinks of them, but for who they were. And even if she wouldn't have really understood who I was, I knew she would have been happy for me anyway. If she could have lived forever to see me grow, to see how much progress a year can make, it would make me so happy, but I know she wouldn't have wanted to be here forever. Because she knew the people who want to live forever never get to live at all. Selflessness is a grand quality to possess in the right situations, but being too selfless means you don't really get to be who you are. What I found is the best thing you can learn is to give yourself the worth you deserve. To believe in love is to watch it change and transform you. It's to believe in where it takes you. Time will pass, but time doesn't heal on its own. The pain you went through, the same pain that dragged you through your toughest nights, your hardest goodbyes, your most vulnerable minutes, that's the pain that teaches you, and With time, you will have finally been taught enough that you can do your best at moving on. I find as well that the pain makes you reflect on where you are. It's easy to forget the progress you make. It's obvious. Time changes me. Time doesn't change you. You change all of the time. And the pain of not being who you thought you were, it goes away. But only if you're willing to learn from it. Grow from it.
Let's go!
Are you both in a relationship with Vanny?
Yes.
Hey, bestie.
Yeah.
What did you say, Meg?
Let me tell you about the birds and the bees.
Alright, Dino's Long Wheelie's next.
Yeah! Let's go!
Fucking go! Oh, hi, Dino!
Hi! I needed to let off some steam. Oh my gorb.